everyone. Today's objective is factoring trinomials of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where a does not equal to 1. So to start off, let's look at example number 1. Example number 1, if you notice, the number in front of the x squared is no longer just 1. So that's what we are covering today. So looking at the number 1, I want you guys to think about the things you've been doing. It's same exact process, but the only difference is now we have to find the factors of the first number. So in this case, if you look at it, this is just going to be 1 and 3. And the 10 is 1 and 10, 2 and 5. Now, remember the next step is we have to crisscross. If you crisscross, you need to figure out the pattern of 17. Now, you can definitely flip your factors. So if I go with 1 and 3, and let's just say a wrong one, 1 and 10. If you do 3 times 1, that's 3. 1 times 10 is 10. There's no way you can get 17. Some of you guys already probably noticed. If I do 1 and 3, and I put 5 up here, that gives me 15. And 2 on the bottom, there's totally a possibility of 17. So 3 times 5 gives you 15. 1 times 2 gives you 2. And when you add them together, that will give you 17. So therefore, the 17 right in the middle positive is check. And 5 times 2 equals positive 10, check. 1 times 3 is positive, is check. Therefore, you got your combination. So your answer, again, don't forget it's written sideways, and that is going to be parenthesis, looking your letters, x plus 5, 3x plus 2. That is how the trinomial with the leading coefficient is not 1. It's the same kind of process. Just make sure you break down everything because you can actually see it. On to example number 2. Example number 2, please try it and see can you get the right answer. Example number 2, if you put down 1 and 3 and 1 and 2, you will get the answer and writing as sideways x plus 1, 3x plus 2. Now, some of you guys were wondering, is it possible to change location? So let's say 3x squared plus 5x plus 2. You say, I can't do 1 and 3. How about I do 2 and 1? Because if I do this is 6 and then I do minus 1 right here, I will get my positive 5. And then the problem is I will tell you, no, you cannot. This is the wrong way because 2 times 1, so therefore you cannot have the answer x plus 2 and 3x minus 1. That will be wrong. That is not going to be the correct answer. Example number 3, let's do the same thing again. It's 1 times 2 and 1 times 6, 2 times 3. So when you look at it, you have to see, can I somehow get the combination? So if you do 1 times 2 and 2 times 3, there's definitely possibility of negative 7 because if you do 2 times 2 is 4, 1 times 3 is 3. And since 2 times 3 is positive 6, but what if we do both negative? Negative 2 times negative 3 definitely is going to be positive 6. And negative 4 and negative 3 is negative 7. That's definitely working right here. And 1 times 2 is definitely positive. So therefore, I'm going to have answer sideways again. And that is going to be x minus 2 and 2x minus 3. Please pause and then try number 4 yourself. That is the answer for number 4. Breaking down the combination 1 and 5, 1 and 4. So therefore, it's going to be sideways 1 times x plus 1, 5x plus 4. Please try example number 5. Here's the answer for example number 5. Example number 5, you notice I actually picked 2 and 3 and I flip 5 and 1, okay? I flip 1 and 5 become 5 and 1. And then that is going to be 15. 3 times 5, 15. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So therefore, that's going to give me the positive 13. And then 5 times negative 1 is going to give me the negative 5. So therefore, I got my combination. If you double check all three multiplication, then that's why when you write the answers 2x plus 5 and 3x minus 1, you pretty much just have to put the puzzle together. And this also tests your skills on your little multiplication table. So I'm pretty sure it's going to take a little practice, but you should be very successful on this. Adding on the twist, of course. So example number 6, if you guys look at it, it's not just C's. But this is the same process that you did before when you have factoring with the leading coefficient of 1. So you do the same thing and you just add in the letters. Pretty much just do 1 and 6, 2 and 3, and this is 1 and 15, 3 and 5. And when you try to put everything together, oh, I noticed right away, if I do 2 times 3 and then 3 and 5, that will give me a 10. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 3 is 9. And then if I have both negative, so I put a negative 9, then I put down negative 3. If I get a negative 10, I get negative 5. Then I get negative 19. And then the middle term is checked, and the left-hand side last term is checked. The leading 6 is checked. So therefore, I got my combination. So it's going to be 2c minus 3d. I just add in the letters. That is all. And then 3c minus 5d. That's the only difference, just like what we did. Now also make sure you understand that c squared on the first term, d squared on the last term, and the middle term is just cd, because that's how you have to multiply to get the problems back. Please try example number 7. Here's the answer for number 7. Going on to example number 8. Now, example number 8, you need to look at the problem before you start doing your problem. Example number 8, if you noticed, everybody has an A. So in this case, you have to double check your GCF. So from now on, when you do a problem, make sure you start getting used to doing the process of GCF, because eventually when we have quizzes and tests, it will get all mixed up. So I am going to pull out the A, since there's only just A. Pretty much you can just go right into doing the factoring part. So that's going to be 6b squared minus 20b plus 14. Oh, and then you look at it and you say, wait a minute, there's still 2 in common. So we can do 2a, or you can do the L. So that's going to be 3b squared minus 10b plus 7. And let's see, can we try to factor it? So that's going to be 1 and 3 on top here. And this is going to be 1 and 7. Oh, there's definitely a possibility. So 1 and 3, 1 and 7. If they both are 3 and 7, when you multiply together, if this is negative, that's negative. First of all, you get negative 10. So therefore, the middle part is checked. And then you check this one, negative 1 times negative 7. The last term is also checked. 1 times 3 is 3. The first term is also checked. So the answer is going to be careful how you write them. It's going to be 2a times b minus 1 and 3b minus 7. And that will be your answer for number 8. That concludes our notes for this section. Thank you so much for watching.